Ladies and gentlemen, each of us at some point has encountered the quiet moments where it's just us, no friends, no family, no phone buzzing with notifications. We have felt the gentle pull of solitude inviting us to look inward. But how often do we resist that pull? How often do we drown out the silence with noise, convinced that happiness can only exist when we're surrounded by others? The topic today, learn to be happy alone, is not only essential but also foundational to the life of every person who seeks growth, fulfillment, and independence. Let's unravel why learning to be content in solitude can be one of the most rewarding journeys we embark on. We are conditioned, almost from birth, to see others as the key to our happiness. Society, family, friends, and even popular culture consistently weave a narrative that tells us we need to be with someone to feel joy. Now, relationships are beautiful and companionship can indeed be uplifting, but these things should enhance our happiness, not be its sole foundation. When we place our happiness in the hands of others, we become dependent on something outside ourselves. This dependency often becomes a trap. We may fear losing our happiness if those around us change, leave, or disappoint. But happiness rooted in dependency is not true happiness. It is conditional. We end up with lives that can only be joyful if others act, speak, and behave according to our expectations. So, my friends, we must challenge this myth that happiness depends on others. Happiness is an internal state, a choice, and a discipline that you nurture within yourself. The journey of solitude, of being content in your own presence, is not a journey away from people, but a journey into the core of who you are. Loneliness and solitude are often misunderstood. While loneliness is a feeling of lack, a perceived absence of connection, solitude is a chosen state. Solitude is an invitation to reconnect with yourself, to discover the depths of who you are without interference from others. But imagine, if you will, a garden. When a garden is left unattended, weeds begin to grow, flowers wither, and the beauty fades. In the same way, our inner lives need tending. Solitude is that time of tending. It's when you cultivate the garden within yourself, where you prune back the negative self-beliefs, nourish the soil of your mind with knowledge, and plant seeds of purpose and vision. When you embrace solitude, you give yourself the gift of clarity. You begin to see what truly matters. And you start to uncover parts of yourself that might have been buried under the weight of social expectations and external validation. Solitude is the quiet environment where your true self can flourish. In this garden of solitude, you find that the flowers of joy, peace, and self-worth can grow without needing the approval or presence of others. You discover that you are enough, that your company is worthy, and that your happiness doesn't depend on anyone else. This is the power of solitude. It's not emptiness, but fullness. It's a space where you refill your spirit, sharpen your vision, and renew your purpose. One of the key benefits of learning to be happy alone is the strength it builds within you. When you know how to stand alone, you are no longer afraid of the opinions of others. You are no longer paralyzed by the fear of rejection or abandonment. You become resilient, confident, and self-reliant. The person who knows how to be happy alone is not dependent on anyone's validation. They know their worth. They understand their values, and they are not swayed by the currents of societal approval or disapproval. This kind of inner strength is priceless. It's the foundation upon which you can build a life of integrity, purpose, and impact. When you cultivate this inner strength, you gain the freedom to live authentically. You are no longer trapped by the need to please everyone. You realize that the approval of others, while pleasant, is not necessary. You stop compromising your beliefs just to fit in. Instead, you stand firm in your convictions because you know that your happiness, your peace, and your fulfillment come from within. This inner strength is like a fortress. It protects you from the storms of life, from the ups and downs of relationships, and from the fleeting nature of social validation. And this fortress doesn't isolate you from others, rather. It allows you to engage with others from a place of wholeness rather than neediness. When you are alone with only your thoughts and your reflections, you begin to peel back the layers of who you are. You no longer wear the mask that society expects. You are free to explore your identity in its purest form. In solitude, you begin to understand your passions, your dreams, and your calling. You start to recognize the things that ignite your spirit and the areas where you need growth. This is self-discovery, a powerful journey that can only truly happen when you are alone. When you know yourself, truly know yourself, you walk differently in the world. You stop comparing yourself to others. You stop seeking validation from external sources because you have a deep-rooted understanding of who you are. You become secure in your identity. And you no longer need to chase things that do not align with your purpose. Many people fear solitude because they equate it with emptiness. But solitude, when embraced, brings a profound sense of peace and contentment. In solitude, you are free from the demands and expectations of others. You have the space to breathe, to reflect, and to simply be. Inner peace is a rare treasure in today's world. It's the calm assurance that all is well, even in the face of challenges. When you learn to be happy alone, you cultivate this inner peace because you are no longer in a constant state of seeking. You are content with who you are and where you are. This contentment does not mean complacency, rather. It's a grounding that allows you to pursue your goals from a place of wholeness rather than from a place of lack. One of the most liberating aspects of learning to be happy alone is realizing that your purpose is not confined to your relationships. Your purpose is much bigger than any one person or group of people. When you discover this, you become free to live fully, pursuing your calling with passion and dedication. Often we allow relationships to define our sense of purpose. But when you can find joy and contentment in solitude, you start to see your purpose as something that transcends any single relationship. You recognize that you are here on this earth for a unique reason, and that reason is not solely tied to your relationships. You begin to live with a purpose that is self-sustaining. You become a person who brings joy, peace, and value to others, not because you need them, but because you are already full. Learning to be happy alone also involves becoming comfortable with your own company. This might sound simple, but it is one of the most challenging aspects of solitude. Many people find it difficult to be alone because they are uncomfortable with themselves. They may feel restless, unworthy, or even bored in their own presence. But what if I told you that learning to enjoy your own company is one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself? When you enjoy your own company, you become a person who is never truly alone. You have a friend, a confidant, and a source of wisdom within yourself. One of the most beautiful outcomes of learning to be happy alone is developing self-acceptance and unconditional self-love. When you are in a constant state of seeking companionship, it's easy to ignore your own flaws or to cover them up, hoping they'll go unnoticed. But solitude offers a unique mirror. It reveals both your strengths and your weaknesses. In this space, you have an opportunity to look deeply within and embrace all parts of yourself. Self-acceptance is the act of loving yourself without condition. It means acknowledging that you are worthy of love and happiness just as you are. When you truly accept yourself, you no longer feel the need to seek validation through others. You don't need someone else to tell you that you are enough because you know it yourself. You understand that your value is intrinsic, not based on external approval or affirmation. This kind of self-love becomes the foundation of healthy relationships. When you love yourself unconditionally, you are less likely to settle for toxic or unfulfilling connections. You are no longer searching for someone to complete you because you are already whole. This wholeness allows you to enter relationships as a full person, not as someone looking to fill a void. Happiness in solitude also cultivates emotional resilience. When you rely on others for happiness, your emotions can become dependent on their actions, moods, and presence. But when you learn to be happy alone, you build a foundation of emotional independence. This doesn't mean you become indifferent to others, but rather that you become resilient. You are no longer shaken by the ebbs and flows of relationships. Emotional resilience is the ability to navigate life's challenges with strength and grace. It means not being easily discouraged or thrown off course by difficulties. When you learn to be content on your own, you develop the inner resources needed to cope with life's inevitable ups and downs. This resilience allows you to handle rejection, loss, and disappointment without losing your sense of self-worth or happiness. In solitude, you learn to process your emotions in a healthy way. You become attuned to your own feelings and learn how to manage them without relying on others for support. This emotional strength enables you to face challenges head-on and to grow from them. In this way, solitude becomes a source of inner fortitude that empowers you to handle life with confidence and grace. Some of the world's most brilliant minds found inspiration in solitude. Albert Einstein, Nikola Tesla, and countless others often retreated into solitude to cultivate their creativity and imagination. Being alone allows your mind the space to wonder, to dream, and to create without limitation. When you are constantly surrounded by people, your thoughts are often influenced by their ideas, expectations, and perspectives. But in solitude, your mind is free to explore new ideas, make unique connections, and dive into the depths of creativity. You can write, paint, design, and create in ways that might never be possible with constant external influence. Creativity flourishes in solitude because you have the freedom to express yourself authentically. You're not worried about judgment or approval, you're simply following your passions. This creative exploration not only brings joy, but also deepens your understanding of yourself. You begin to see the world through a unique lens, cultivating skills and talents that are uniquely yours. Solitude provides a unique space for reflection, a chance to look back, evaluate, and learn from your experiences. Reflection is essential for personal growth. It allows you to understand your actions, identify patterns, and make conscious choices for your future. In solitude, you have the time to ask yourself questions that you might overlook in the busyness of daily life. Reflection allows you to learn from both your successes and your mistakes. You gain insight into your strengths and weaknesses, your goals and your values. You become more aware of the areas where you need growth and the habits that may be holding you back. This self-awareness is the cornerstone of personal development. When you reflect, you are investing in your own evolution. You are taking responsibility for your growth and choosing to become the best version of yourself. This process is empowering because it reminds you that your happiness and success are within your control. You are not passively waiting for life to happen. You are actively shaping your future. Many spiritual traditions speak of the importance of solitude for connecting with a higher power or for experiencing inner peace. Solitude offers a sacred space where you can quiet the noise of the world and listen to the still, small voice within. It's a space where you can meditate, pray, or simply be present in the moment. When you learn to be happy alone, you open yourself to a deeper connection with the universe or with whatever higher power you believe in. This spiritual connection brings a profound sense of peace and purpose. You begin to understand that you are part of something greater than yourself, and this understanding fills you with gratitude and wonder. In solitude, you are free from distractions, allowing you to experience moments of transcendence. These moments remind you of the beauty and interconnectedness of all life. They give you a sense of purpose that goes beyond your personal desires and ambitions. This spiritual fulfillment brings a kind of happiness that cannot be found in external circumstances. Learning to be happy alone also enables you to build a life that is guided by principles rather than people. When you know how to be content on your own, you are free to choose your values and beliefs without outside pressure. You can live according to what you know is right, not what is popular or expected. A life based on principles is a life of integrity and purpose. You become a person of conviction, someone who stands firm in their beliefs even when it's challenging. You are no longer swayed by the opinions or judgments of others because you know that your happiness is not dependent on their approval. This principle-centered life is liberating because it allows you to focus on what truly matters. You are no longer chasing the fleeting desires of the world. Instead, you are pursuing a higher purpose. This purpose-driven life brings a kind of joy that is far deeper than the temporary pleasures of social approval. It is a joy that is rooted in meaning, integrity, and inner peace. One of the beautiful paradoxes of learning to be happy alone is that it actually enhances your relationships. When you are content in your own company, you no longer approach relationships from a place of need or dependency. You are free to connect with others because you want to, not because you need to. This freedom brings a new level of depth to your connections. You become more present, more authentic, and more generous with others because you are not trying to get something from them. You are not seeking validation or approval. You are simply sharing your life with them. This kind of relationship is built on mutual respect and genuine appreciation. When you are happy alone, you attract people who respect and appreciate your independence. They see the strength within you and they are drawn to your authenticity. You no longer have to compromise your values to fit in or to be liked. Instead, you build connections that are based on shared values and mutual understanding. Gratitude and mindfulness are two powerful practices that can transform solitude into a source of joy. When you are alone, you have the opportunity to practice gratitude for the simple things in life. You can take time to appreciate the beauty of nature, the comfort of your home, and the gift of your own company. Mindfulness allows you to be fully present in each moment, savoring the richness of your experiences. When you are alone, you can engage in mindfulness practices that help you connect with your body, your breath, and your surroundings. This practice brings a sense of peace and contentment that cannot be found in the constant pursuit of external pleasures. One of the most liberating aspects of being happy alone is the freedom from external expectations. Often people feel pressure to act, think, and live in ways that align with others' expectations. This need to fit in, to meet others' standards, can lead to a life that feels heavy, inauthentic, and emotionally draining. When you learn to be content on your own, you are liberated from this burden. You no longer feel the need to conform to societal expectations or the demands of others. You become free to live in alignment with your own values, beliefs, and desires. This kind of emotional freedom is rare, but it is profoundly fulfilling. It allows you to live from a place of integrity and to make choices that resonate with your true self. Emotional freedom also means that you stop seeking approval and validation. When you're comfortable being alone, you no longer rely on others to affirm your worth or to validate your choices. You are secure in who you are and you trust yourself. This self-trust is a powerful force that strengthens your resilience and builds your confidence. In solitude, you learn to listen to your inner voice rather than the noise of external opinions. You become attuned to your intuition and gain clarity on what truly matters to you. This emotional freedom is not about isolation, it's about creating a space where you can hear yourself think, dream, and plan without interference. You become the author of your own life, making decisions that reflect your own vision and aspirations. In today's world, the fear of missing out, commonly known as FOMO, often drives people to fill their lives with activities, social engagements, and constant interactions. This fear is rooted in the belief that happiness lies in external experiences and that solitude equates to missing out on life's best moments. But when you learn to be happy alone, you begin to overcome this fear. You realize that you are not missing out on anything when you choose solitude. Rather, you are gaining a priceless experience of self-discovery. You come to understand that true fulfillment doesn't come from what you do or who you're with, but from how deeply you connect with yourself. You learn that happiness is not something you find in a crowd, it is something you create within. Overcoming FOMO requires a shift in perspective. Instead of seeing solitude as a lack, you start to view it as an opportunity for growth. You understand that every moment spent in solitude is an investment in your well-being. This mindset shift allows you to experience solitude without the nagging worry of missing out. You find joy in the present moment and you realize that you have everything you need to be happy right where you are. Learning to be happy alone also strengthens your self-discipline and sense of personal accountability. When you are alone, you have the responsibility to manage your time, set your goals, and hold yourself accountable. This level of independence fosters self-discipline, which is essential for personal and professional growth. In solitude, you become your own motivator. There is no one else to push you or to hold you accountable, so you must develop the inner drive to accomplish your goals. This self-discipline is empowering because it reminds you of your own capability. You learn that you can rely on yourself and that you have the strength to achieve your aspirations without needing constant encouragement from others. Self-discipline also enables you to make better choices. You become more intentional about how you spend your time, what habits you cultivate, and what goals you pursue. In solitude, there is no room for excuses. You take full responsibility for your actions. This accountability leads to a life of purpose and focus, where you are consistently working towards your highest potential. As you strengthen your self-discipline, you begin to see that happiness is not just a feeling, it's a choice and a practice. Happiness in solitude requires daily effort, whether through setting goals, maintaining healthy habits, or nurturing your mind and spirit. This discipline becomes the foundation of a fulfilling life, one where you are in control of your own happiness. When you embrace solitude and find contentment within, you are able to redefine success according to your own terms. Often, people equate success with external achievements, money, status, relationships, and recognition. But these metrics are often imposed by society and may not truly resonate with your personal values or desires. In solitude, you have the time and space to reflect on what success truly means to you. You begin to understand that success is not about meeting external expectations, but about living a life that aligns with your purpose. You redefine success as a state of fulfillment, balance, and joy. It's no longer about how others see you, but about how you feel within yourself. When you create your own definition of success, you free yourself from the pressure to constantly compete or compare. You realize that your journey is unique and that your goals are valid, regardless of whether they fit society's standards. This personal definition of success allows you to pursue goals that are meaningful to you, bringing a deeper sense of satisfaction and happiness. Redefining success also allows you to appreciate small victories. You learn to celebrate progress, no matter how small, and to find joy in the journey rather than just the destination. In solitude, you come to realize that success is not a destination, but a continuous process of growth, learning, and self-discovery. Solitude teaches you to find joy in the simple things in life. When you are constantly surrounded by distractions, it's easy to overlook the beauty in everyday moments. But in solitude, you have the opportunity to slow down and appreciate life's simple pleasures: a warm cup of coffee, a quiet walk in nature, the sound of rain, or a good book. This appreciation for the simple things brings a profound sense of contentment. You realize that happiness doesn't have to be grand or extravagant. It can be found in the small, quiet moments. This shift in perspective helps you cultivate gratitude, which is a powerful source of happiness. Gratitude shifts your focus from what you lack to what you have, creating a sense of abundance. When you find joy in the simple things, you also become more present. You stop rushing through life and you start to savor each moment. This presence brings peace and fulfillment, reminding you that happiness is not about constant excitement, but about being fully engaged in the here and now. Perhaps the most profound outcome of learning to be happy alone is the development of a lifelong relationship with yourself. In solitude, you have the opportunity to become your own best friend, to learn your own mind, and to cultivate a deep, lasting relationship with yourself. This relationship is unique because it is one that will last a lifetime. People may come and go, circumstances may change, but you will always have yourself. When you are comfortable being alone, you realize that you are your own constant, your own anchor. This relationship with yourself becomes a source of strength, joy, and comfort. A lifelong relationship with yourself means that you are never truly alone. You have a companion who understands you, who knows your dreams and fears, and who is there for you in every moment. This self-relationship is a source of resilience because it reminds you that you have the inner resources to face any challenge. When you develop a relationship with yourself, you also learn the importance of self-care. You begin to treat yourself with kindness, patience, and compassion. You become more forgiving of your mistakes and more supportive of your growth. This self-compassion creates a foundation of inner peace, making you a happier and more fulfilled person. Learning to be happy alone is not a one-time achievement, it is a lifelong practice. Just as we practice physical health through exercise and nutrition, we must practice mental and emotional health through solitude and self-reflection. This practice requires intention, effort, and patience. Embracing solitude as a lifelong practice means committing to regular moments of self-reflection, rest, and self-discovery. It means giving yourself the space to recharge, to dream, and to grow. This practice doesn't mean isolating yourself from others. It means balancing your interactions with periods of solitude that nurture your soul. As you make solitude a regular part of your life, you begin to experience a deep, lasting sense of happiness. You become grounded in your own presence, and you develop a resilience that allows you to navigate life with grace and confidence. Solitude becomes a sanctuary, a place where you can reconnect with yourself and find peace amidst life's chaos. Learning to be happy alone is ultimately a journey of inner peace and contentment. It is about finding a place within yourself where you feel safe, loved, and whole. This journey is not always easy. It requires patience, self-compassion, and a willingness to face your own fears and insecurities. But the rewards are immeasurable. Inner peace is a state of calm that is not dependent on external circumstances. It is the knowledge that no matter what happens, you are enough and you have everything you need within yourself. This inner peace brings a profound sense of contentment that cannot be shaken by life's challenges. You no longer feel the need to chase after happiness because you have found it within. Contentment in solitude is a gift that transforms your life. It allows you to approach each day with gratitude, presence, and joy. You begin to see the beauty in yourself and in the world around you, realizing that happiness is not something to be pursued, it's something to be experienced in each moment.